Putin is very convenient for the collective West. I include to the collective West and call the collective West these countries: the United States of America, Great Britain, and the European Union. Every one of them, of course, have their own interests. They are not some kind of monolithic structure, but they share mainly the same opinion about Putin. Therefore, in this context, I call them West. Why Putin is comfortable to them? He is generally convenient because Putin, no matter how strange it may sound, is pretty accommodative. As we look at the history of his reign, first of all, they are totally not interested in the collapse of the Russian Federation, not at all. Especially the USA. The USA and the West have no desire to deal with a bunch of small countries again, where each of these countries will have at least 500 nuclear warheads. We are basically afraid that India and Pakistan will unleash something because they are both countries with nuclear weapons. In fact, this could start World War III, I mean confrontation between India and Pakistan. Imagine what will happen if Russia falls apart and turns into a bunch of small duchies, with each of them being a nuclear state, because Russia has more nuclear weapons than any other country in the world, including the United States. Because the US signed some crap about non proliferation of nuclear weapons, and Russia just didn't care and kept making nuclear warheads. Even if half of these nuclear warheads are not operational, there are still about 3,000 warheads left, basically ready for use. Warheads can go to the black market in general, who knows where, and the Taliban probably will buy them for themselves. Just an excellent ally. That is, the Taliban will immediately have warheads and very quickly, and it will be a really extreme situation. The CIA would very much not want the collapse of Russia. They don't need it at all, and this is actually one of the main reasons why the United States does not really supply Ukraine with anything. If we will realistically and honestly supply Lend Lease for Ukraine or just simply supply annually millions of military weapons like it was with Afghanistan. Russia can actually take a big shot then. No one wants this. When Putin said 20 years ago that no one wants to take over the Kremlin, do you remember this song, the remix, Who Can Be President? I Am. After all, this is actually a speech, if you think deeply, not about some kind of conspiracy of the oligarchs who put Putin on the throne, and then he puts every one of them in the gulag. It's actually about the fact that we created Putin. We, I mean the United States, because we needed the nuclear arsenal of the USSR to be in one country and not in 20 countries. Therefore, we deceived Ukraine, and Ukraine eventually gave up all its nuclear weapons in the 90s. Well, it was a pure scam. Yes, Putin, he is comfortable in the most direct way for the West. We made it, if you remember. This is our creation. There was another one of our creation at one time. His name was Saddam Hussein. You once had English lessons at school. Remember when you made mistakes in an essay? Then you are forced to write another essay called My Mistakes Corrected. And with Saddam Hussein, and not only with him, we have already written this essay. With Putin, not yet. It has not yet been written, but I hope that will be written with the Republican Congress and the Republican President. Everything will be fixed.